Is it okay? Ooh, I am honored in camp to have Mr. and Mrs. H, and somewhere over there, there's little Mrs. H, somewhere over there. We're so glad to have y'all. Y'all get lost? Come in, I mean, we
Slightly.
come into camp all the way from where? England?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's way over that direction, right?
Way over yonder.
Yeah, I don't think the wagon can make it that far. It don't float, you know what I mean? This is what really I've done a lot of my life is cook off a Chuckwagon, and it's authentic. It's an 1876 Studebaker. Studebaker was a wagon company for years and years, and then they converted over into automobiles, made trucks, and probably did the best job of converting over, because other wagon companies like John Deere and some of them, they went into farm implements. So this was really the only wagon that went into automobiles, and it's always just call it the first Meals on Wheels ever invented, you know. So this is my kitchen. I mean, this kitchen counter, everything is stocked in here with what you might have in your kitchen. We're just a little more limited sometimes on space. This is where it all takes place. Everything is prepped here at one time or another. On a ranch, a lot of times cowboys, we have to do a little surgery or something digging around. This is the operating table as well. There's a lot of things get decided right here at the Chuck Box lid, and it was always, when you were on a ranch, was cowboy history, it was cowboy logic, cowboy etiquette. You never got between here and a fire that old Cookie had. This was his sacred place, and nobody come under there unless they were asked permission. This is called the fly of the wagon. It's just a tarp. They just tie it off to the bolsters. A lot of times he would just have a wagon sheet that just come a little ways out there. And sure, there was some old stoves that made it down the trail many years ago, but not like we have Bertha today, you know. We're sort of modernized, but I'm just honored to have y'all. So y'all, there's no Chuckwagons in England?
No.
Not that we know of.
Not that you know of?
No, not at all, but we're honored to be here, so thank you for having us.
Oh, it is my pleasure. There was a lot of coaches in y'all's country, a lot of wagons, you know, for years and years. I would really like to know the history of some of them, to what brands they were, where it come from, because still the same principle. You're hooking a team up and you're going down the road or you're going anywhere. If it's a buggy or it's a Surrey or it's a Chuckwagon. But this is probably one of my most favorite women in the world besides Shan, and that is Bertha. Bertha, the old wood stove. You know, she weighs about 385 pounds.
Wow.
We modernized her not too long ago and got some wheels on it to where it's a little easier to maneuver. I got so tired of kneeling down cooking on the ground with just a fire pit, because dirt would blow in the gravy, dirt would blow in the eggs, you know, and you always have to stand up back and forth, back and forth. And this makes it a lot easier. It's a self-contained fire, because a lot of places we're in, there's such a great deal of dry fodder and grass, you know, so we're not been near as much of a fire hazard that way. Y'all cook outside a lot?
We do barbecue.
Yeah.
In the UK, when we say barbecue, it's grill.
Yeah.
You grill. So we say, we'll go for a barbecue. And we got very, very quickly corrected by our American audience saying, that's not barbecue, that's grilling. Yeah. We have invested in an offset smoker.
Good.
And we're learning. As we said earlier, we're not cooks, but we're just really, really enjoying all your food, all the different spices, all the different tastes, aren't we?
Yeah, we try to get outside and cook as often as we can, but in Britain, we didn't always get the weather, but you got the wind here today.
Yeah, we get pretty breezy, you know. It's always tell people there's never a controlled environment cooking the way we cook. Mother Nature is the biggest thing that we have to fight all the time, you know, and I've cooked when it's been minus 20 and I've cooked in 117. Wow. And I prefer minus 20 over the 117 any day of the week, you know, but the wind is the biggest factor most of the time. It even affects the way you cook something in a Dutch oven. When it's baking, if the wind is blowing, then you're hotter and you create a microwave oven. Good Lord set us out here, and it's a great day to have it, and whatever comes this way, we just try to enjoy it.
Absolutely.
When we do cook outside, it's a nice opportunity to have some family time.
Yes.
Get some fresh air, and Alana likes to get involved where she can, obviously when it's safe. We just love being outside, don't we?
We do.
We just don't have the weather like you do. I mean, when we landed, Lana was like, what's that yellow thing in the sky? That's the sun.
Yeah.
You know?
So since y'all have been over here, what is your favorite food you think you've eaten?
Oh, it's a tough one, but for me, it's either Tex-Mex or barbecue.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to El Dorado Caf down in Austin. First time having queso. Never had queso before.
No. There's so many firsts that night, wasn't there?
That was like liquid gold.
Yes, it is. You know, we're so glad y'all joined us, and we're on a ranch here in Oklahoma, and it is breezy. We're going to do a little Tex-Mex, but also some traditional stuff that's in a Dutch oven to show y'all how to cook that away. So I think we need to get started.
Absolutely, let's get started.
Well, I am really honored to have y'all in camp, and I'm glad you like Tex-Mex food, because I sort of grew up on it, meat, beans, and gravy. This is something that I seen in a little old small roadside cafe one time many years ago, and I just always call it a Tex-Mex burger. It just don't have the bread. But the first thing we need to do is, y'all like peppers?
Oh, yes.
Do you? Jalapenos?
We do,
Yes, sir.
yep.
Serranos?
I don't think I've tried them.
Now, they're a little hotter than a jalapeno, but you know, when I go to looking at a jalapeno or any other pepper, if you get one that's pretty clean and green and waxy, you know, you don't see a lot of stripes in it. This pepper's probably not as hot as some of the others. I always sort of grate them that way. But when you take this one and you can see the wrinkles that this Serrano has in it, and it's beginning to sort of wrinkle a little, he gonna have a little bite to him. And I like my food to bite back, you know, when I have it. So a lot of people would just dice these up and chop them. And sure, we're gonna do that, but we need to get some more flavor out of them. So, Mr. H, if you'll just lay these over on that old flat top stove, don't burn your fingers, just lay them over and we're gonna let them blister.
Okay, any particular one or?
Anyone, it don't matter where. The wind may blow them away before we get to them, but we'll pick them up and start over.
They're literally popping, aren't they?
Yeah.
Jumping on.
Oh, you're screwed up.
We make a lot of chorizo. You know, we did a video on it a long time ago, which is really just seasoned pork, the Mexican variety. It'll have different kinds of peppers in it to give it really that rich, dark red roasted taste that's there. But always mix chorizo with a hamburger meat or a sausage to give it even more flavor than that. So we just have 80-20 ground beef and then just chorizo mixed with it. And we'll start that in a minute. But which one of y'all is the knife skill person?
They don't let me near knives.
See, these are not knife skill things.
Okay, all right. The pressure is on.
So you can just slice them about like so.
Okay.
And then we'll peel that peeling off of them. Y'all use a lot of onion over there?
Ooh.
Is it white onion?
Red and white.
Red and white?
Yeah.
Traditionally, a lot of Tex-Mex food, or old Mexican food anyway, was always a white onion. You know, you get a yellow onion, the vidalias and stuff, you begin to bring about the sweetness, but we never used a lot of purple onion, unless we were at home. We made potato salad with it sometime, but that's about it.
Oh, okay.
I bet that'll work right there to get us started, honey.
Okay, that's good, because my cutting skills there weren't very good.
I think you didn't cut no fingers off.
Nope, still got them.
Okay, so that is good as gold.
I could peel though. Do you want me to peel the outer bit?
We'll just get this because we're going to throw them on there. You might see us roll them around just a minute, Mr. H.
No problem.
See that we can blister all that skin really well. No.
So do we just literally chuck this?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Wow,
They're fine.
I like this style of cooking.
Yeah. We don't throw trash here, but there's something will eat the food, you know what I mean?
That's good.
You can see we have two varieties here of tortillas. And Sharon has a recipe on the video for homemade tortillas, but didn't neither one of us want to make them. This is what you call the jumbo size.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people, they'll make a burrito with them. We're gonna have a lot of meat on this here in a minute, so we're just gonna use a big one, okay? But first of all, we can't put the meat in the tortilla and then cook it over here and expect it to get done. So we're just gonna break us off a pretty good chunk of that. And we're gonna get it somewhat into a position that we know. A lot of fast food and hamburger places are 4-ounce patties or 6-ounce patties. We don't go by them rules here. We try to go 8 ounces or a pound. You know?
Oh, nice.
That way you don't have to look for a bite of meat. Have you ever bought one of them burgers and you pull the bun off and the burger's like this big?
Yeah.
You know, that's not what we're after, I promise you. Because this will end up in here eventually. So
Okay.
you heard of a smash burger?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll sort of do it that way. We're going to season it with our original and a little bit of mesquite, because the mesquite does have a little ancho chili in it.
Oh, nice.
And ancho chilies are probably my favorite chili of all, because they give you some smoke flavor. They give you a little bit of a chocolatey taste, but they are so good. I probably use more dried peppers than I do fresh peppers when I'm cooking. And I learned that from an old Mexican cook out in the mountains many, many years ago, because he kept a toast sack of dried chilies with him everywhere he went. So we're gonna meet them over here at the fire and we'll get started. Well, Bertha is fired up and ready to go. She's always eager to either make you hot or warm you up. Don't make no difference. She ain't never cold. But peppers are blistering up pretty nice. We can see that. So one of you is in charge of onions, so we'll put them there.
So I'm on onion duty.
And my friend, you can just scoop one of them up and place it anywhere on there you want.
Better to use your hands, yeah?
Either one, my friend. But I really like this sound that's fixing to happen. You know what that is?
What's that?
The sound of meat hitting fire.
Oh, that sizzle.
Yes, I like that sizzle.
And again, just here?
Yeah. And you can mash them just a tad.
This is proper cowboy cooking now.
Yeah, oh yeah.
We should have bought our cowboy hat, shouldn't
Yeah.
we?
Should have done.
And if, they might have blowed down here somewhere today, though.
Well, mine would. Mine don't fit very well.
Go ahead and mash a little harder.
Smash it. Smash it.
Yeah, there you go. We get some of that good caramelization to form there on the bottom with that fat. We're going to let them cook.
Yep.
Do y'all cook burgers over there to medium?
Yes.
Yep, medium? Yeah.
Yep.
See, these will cook a little bit more in that tortilla, but not a whole lot when we put this together. I just love the way that onion and meat smell together when it's on a grill or it's on a hot plate or anything, because you're getting so much flavor that comes out of there. And when we get ready to turn them, you're going to steal her spatula too, so you can get under it and that way it doesn't try to break apart.
So, Cowboy Kent, do you have a favourite Tex-Mex dish that you like to cook most often?
A lot of times me and Shan, if we're there, we'll do a lot of taco enchilada base deal, you know, and it can be out of any meat. We like to spice it up with roasted red chili, but also some really good hatch green chili. That's some stuff that's going to bring about some flavor. We cook up quite a bit of it. You can have it for the rest of the week, because breakfast, supper, dinner, anytime, it's ready to go. Let's go ahead and steal her spatula and flip that over a minute. It never hurts to flip more than once. I can see he's got fast food experience. See, look at that. Oh my gosh. Oh, you are good, my friend. There we go. All right. That's all right. With that chorizo in there, as y'all know, if you cook some, it'll try to crumble and come apart if it gets a chance. So we'll just keep mashing. Then there's no way to turn the fire down here.
No.
It is hot. And I don't know if this is a cooler in. Let me just see it. That might be a little better.
Yeah.
I'm going to borrow that one more time too, sugar. You can't do this at home, but you can do it here. Just because possums, raccoons, skunks, somebody or Major will be by and get that.
Thank
Here
you.
in just a minute.
Thank you.
Yeah, don't go getting any ideas and start doing that at home, because you'll be in trouble.
No, it does get me in trouble sometimes if I'm cooking in the house. I get to thinking, well, I shouldn't put that in the floor, but it does pretty good. Are the onions getting pretty soft?
Not yet.
All right.
They're going, but they're still a bit hard in some places.
All right, good. We'll just keep stirring them around. We can give this another mashing, my friend.
No problem.
I'm going to move these peppers out of the way for a minute. Oh, that's hot.
So we've complained before about the weather back home when we've tried smoking, but I think we've got nothing on Oklahoma today.
Yeah. You've heard that song, Oklahoma. You know, they sing the state song where the wind comes sweeping down the plain. It happens about every day here in our corner, it does.
At least it's not raining.
No. We always want rain. We've never had enough rain in this corner. You know, it's always either a drought condition most of the time. We've been really blessed by God to have some green grass now. We've got some rain the last 4 or 5 days, so it is good, because most of the time we're worried about, I don't want this fire to get away from us, you know. But we can flip again, my friend.
So you can have some of our rain.
Yeah,
Okay, because we get plenty.
I bet that's right.
Major's down here enjoying the bits of burger that went on the floor.
Nothing goes to waste.
Nothing does. What was that like? Was that good?
He says, yeah, it was plenty
He's
good.
not complaining.
But you can see that grease, that chorizo comes out of there.
Yeah.
You know. This really depends on how lean you do when we make it, because we usually use about 20 to 30% fat when we're making sausage, something like that for a chorizo anyway. So we'll just keep flipping and keep turning. We're getting pretty close. When you think them are like you like them, just put them on there with them peppers, sugar.
Okay.
You don't mind I call you sugar, do you?
I quite like it.
All right.
We sugar as well, if you like.
Do y'all cook on a flat top?
No.
No, we don't. It's all hob.
Although our smoker does have a little water pan area, doesn't it? And it's like a flat top. So we did try cooking some steaks on that.
Yeah,
So
that onion scooped up.
thank you.
Because Bertha will burn your fingers.
Are your legs getting hot yet? Yeah, I'm very toasty over here. There we go.
Go ahead and flip them one more time. I just want to see what that other side looks like. Oh, yeah, we're doing some good. If we can get that and flipped over. Yeah. It'll come off here in just a second.
This is cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very cool.
Very, very cool. Very surreal as well, though.
I need these bites here, Major. We'll meet y'all back at the chuck box, whatever camera we're supposed to be looking at, and we'll put this together. Well, we got our meat ready to go.
We
You
did.
see that chorizo tried to crumble up on us, but I guarantee you we'll get it all hemmed up with a tortilla. We will. But we gotta have them jalapenos and that serrano. So if you want to just go ahead and peel that blistered
Yes.
skin off of them, sugar, and then we'll get them diced up a little, or strips, whatever y'all prefer them. Mage, don't eat this part. It's hot. But when you blister that pepper like that, then it's softer. Then it's
Yes.
more pliable. Instead of just having that crunch when you just bite into it. And to me, it tames a little bit of the heat in some of them. So I really like them better that way. Do y'all mind the stems and the seeds?
Don't mind.
I don't
That's
mind.
where the heat is.
Am I making a mess of this?
No, you're doing good, sugar. You have skin of pepper. We'll let you taste of this one.
Okay.
So there's 2 bites. Y'all just see if you like serrano. I mean, it's a little hotter than a jalapeno, but not a whole lot to me. It's not like eating a ghost pepper or something like that.
It's quite sweet, but then it's got a bit of a
Yeah,
punch.
yeah, it gives a little tingle right there
Yeah.
at the end.
Yeah, yeah.
So y'all good with that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're good
All
with
right, so we'll save that one. Y'all know what a jalapeno tastes like, right?
that. Right, yeah.
All right, so we have 2 serranos and 1 jalapeno. So y'all don't mind the heat level. We're going to use them all, okay?
Okay.
Perfect.
And do you want the seeds in them?
Yeah.
All right.
Little big.
I like that, Mr. H. You know, God put them in there for a reason. Let's eat them.
Exactly.
So we'll just strip them. There's so much flavor and aroma that comes out of a roasted chili. You know, it just really brings it all together.
Yeah, that's really nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really
Yeah,
nice.
there's so much flavor in there. We've got some dried chilies over here in a minute. We'll go through and you can smell them and smell the flavor that they have versus something like this, because there's just so much flavor when you either rehydrate them or you crumble them to make a spice. You did good, ma'am.
Thank you.
Now, as I always tell our viewers when we're messing with these peppers, there's 2 things you don't do after you've been working with peppers.
I know.
Pick your eyes or scratch your butt, either one.
I don't plan on doing either one right now.
Let's see if these tortillas over here got warmed up a little. You want to pre-warm these a little, that way when we get ready to fold, they will actually work better. But we're going to target the center. We want to make sure that there's plenty of cheese. And you can change cheese up as to what you want, whether it be cheddar, whatever. See if we can't get this one off there before it falls plumb apart. And everything that goes with him.
Is your mouth watering?
Yeah, I don't know if it's the pepper or not.
Now I'm gonna let you, now remember when we go to fold in a minute, this is coming up here, so we want to keep our toppings more in the center.
Cool.
So you put as much or as many as you like or none, what
Okay.
we got here with the onions and the
So
peppers.
let's go with some onions
That's serrano,
over here. So this is the fire,
yeah,
and this is the jalapeno, yeah?
yeah.
That smells so good.
Yes, it does. That's a full meal deal right there. That's a Happy Meal. Didn't even come in a sack. And then we'll just fold this one here first.
Yep.
Come over. We're going to try to get everybody hemmed up in there where nobody falls apart. And then fold this one back. He'll go over this way first. We have a complete sandwich, and we didn't even use a piece of bread.
Loving it.
We'll set him here. I'm going to let you put the next one together. Me warm him up just a little bit on the microwave right quick.
Send him to Bertha to cooperate.
Let Bertha kiss him just a little bit.
Yeah.
Literally, my mouth is watering.
The fieryness has died off now as well.
Not
so
from
it's
the pepper, no, from the smell of the food.
Well, I was just saying from the pepper. Mine's died off now. I'm ready for another.
You could put any sauce with this if you wanted. Ketchup, barbecue sauce, hot sauce. The first time that I wanted to make these for y'all anyway, I wanted you to taste the flavor just as it was without trying to cover it or add something to it with a sauce. So this way we're going to get the flavor of the chorizo, but also the onions, the peppers, nothing is going to be in the way.
Appreciate that, because we talk about sometimes barbecue sauces disguising the taste of the meat.
Yeah.
So yeah, I want to taste the flavors.
Yeah.
100%.
Do we leave this bit for Mage?
Mage would love that. Did you hear it, Warren? Mage, did you hear that? you're going to get a bite.
Sharing is caring.
That's right.
I noticed you were very gentle with this, so I'm trying. I'm a bit heavy-handed at times.
That's the crispier end of that one too, ain't it?
Oh.
There you go, teamwork.
Put them over and we'll fix to take him back to the fire and we'll give them a little cooking over there, melt that cheese, warm everything up. But when you cook that tortilla, it's sort of going to seal it in that way, just like pressing your britches or steaming them and ironing them. So we're going to give them a good iron and then we're going to eat them. You could do this in a cast iron skillet at home, and you can even do them on the grill. I really like either a flat griddle or just a cast iron skillet because we're going to get that good amount of heat that we need. So just lay them on there. We'll give them a good mashing with a spatula, try to get everything sealed up. We want to brown that tortilla, but still we want to melt that cheese and everything else that's in there. So
I'm smashing, yeah?
Yes. Still, we ain't controlling no heat here, and you can smell a tortilla pretty quick when it begins to think that it's good and hot.
Oh,
see,
yes.
it's good and hot. So we probably need to flip that one too. It don't take long on old Bertha.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
We'll let her brown up the other side. But if you're just doing this at home, a low to medium heat, you wouldn't have that problem. I don't see a knob here anywhere to turn it down, do you?
She definitely has a mind of her own, doesn't she?
She does that. This is the part I always look forward to, you know what I mean? Getting to eat it. This is the way we eat them, because you could drive and still eat them going down the road. But you cut them, y'all do whatever you want to. I just want to know how you like them.
I'm going to cut mine so we can have a little look inside.
And you can put it on this cutting board if you need to, sugar.
So do you recommend diagonally?
Any way you want to cut,
Okay.
trapezoidally, it don't matter.
I'm going to go like this.
Oh.
Okay, I'm going to have a peek. Yeah, they look pretty good.
This is the moment that I've been waiting on for y'all to eat it.
Yeah.
See what it's like.
After you, because I like watching their reaction.
Okay, let's try and get a bit of everything. That's some tasty burger right there. I've not been hit with anything yet, so I'm gonna have another bite.
You can always tell when you have to go back seconds. It wasn't too bad the first time, you know what I mean? Is it getting a little heat now?
It's all warming up.
There you go.
Oh, that's tasty.
My mouth has been salivating since we started this. Okay, right.
Is it okay? And it's so simple.
It is. That's an easy one we could do. Quick dinner recipe.
Yes.
Alana would love that. Maybe a little less of the peppers,
Yeah.
but
Even the tortilla's lovely.
it is. It's all very good.
I do like a bit of a crunch and a bit of a burn. If you bite through it, the meat is so tender.
Yeah.
So tender. I'll have to have another bite.
Now, you just have all you want, my friend.
How do you feel about the chorizo flavor?
Loving it. Absolutely loving that chorizo flavour.
I'm gonna borrow your knife a minute.
Nice.
Oh, get stuck in. I should have cut you a bigger bite.
No, that's fine, ma'am. I've seen these for a long time.
I'm getting the kick now, and it's nice. It's complementing it all really nicely with the cheese. It's kind of like, and the onions have got that little sweetness to them. So it's all cooling it down, but well, it's party in my mouth right
That's
there.
some good eating right
Yeah,
there.
there's so much flavor, really, that the meat just brings out. But when you can tie that in, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
That's very good.
Well, I'm glad y'all enjoyed that, but no meal here at the Wagon was ever done that we didn't have dessert to go with it. So I'd like to show y'all how to make an old traditional Blackberry Cobbler in a Dutch oven.
Oh, wow.
Sounds fantastic.
We'll be getting after it.
We cannot wait.
Well, we had a meal, now we gotta have dessert. Y'all do a lot of baking at home?
We do, yes.
Do you?
We
Have
do.
you ever baked outside in a Dutch oven?
Never.
All right, this will be
In a 40-mile-an-hour wind.
this is going to be a great experiment right here.
It is. It's gonna be a
I
first
mean,
for
it is
us.
Good. So, blackberries. Y'all have any wild blackberries?
We
over
do.
there? You?
Quite a lot, actually. It's
Really?
one fruit we do have.
Well, I figured that was probably the most prevalent over there, so we wanted to sort of stick with that theme.
Yep.
Are they sweet? Are they the same look as this?
Yes.
I don't think they're ever sweet enough to me if you're making a cobbler. So put us some sugar in there on them.
How much would you like?
I have a sweet tooth. What about you?
Yeah.
Okay, you just put in there as much as you think it needs, sugar.
Okay. Is that too much?
No, I don't think you can ever have too much. We'll just let them sit a little while, get to soaking. This is a cobbler that I've made on ranches for cowboys for ever since I started some 30-something years ago. And I always just called it an easy cobbler because it's so easy to put together. The only challenging thing really is to cook it in a Dutch oven in a 40-mile-an-hour breeze, you know. But I have faith in y'all. I don't think we're going to burn it because really nobody likes a burnt cobbler.
Well, I don't know. We tried a peach cobbler. We like the burnt bits, didn't we? The crispy bits, but not black cobbler.
No. Right. So 2 cups of flour and 2 cups of sugar.
Is there a cup in this?
Yeah,
one?
it's a 2-cup measure that's in there. It's an all-purpose flour, so we'll have to add the rest of the stuff to it. What don't blow away anyway. And,
so that was 2, yeah?
Yeah, and then 2 cups of sugar.
Do you want to do a cup?
No, you're okay. You're doing a great job.
I'm glad to see your measurements are precise like me because, you know, those true bakers, they get it up here and then they'd take a knife and they'd go across the top, you know.
If you watch any of our videos, I never quite follow the exact recipe or the exact ingredient.
I don't like to measure, I just like to put it in there. So we're going to add some salt, about 2 teaspoonfuls. You can just pour it in your hand. I know you know how to measure that way, so.
Oh, crikey.
Yeah, no, there's 1, a little more, a little bit more. That'll work.
Right.
And then we're going to use 4 teaspoons of baking powder.
Can I let you show me this one? Because I think I'll mess that one up or it'll blow everywhere.
It'll blow away if it gets a chance. Take that whisk and we'll go ahead and mix the dry ingredients together. And over here on old Bertha, we have a 12-inch Dutch oven that has a stick of butter in it that is melting because that's sort of where we need to start. Some UK fans a long time ago told me, you have to get on the Kerrygold butter.
Yes.
And we've been using Kerrygold ever since. I really love that butter. I mean, it's
Well,
good.
that's actually Irish.
Is it Irish?
I wasn't going to say anything, I was just being polite, but you know.
It's over that way somewhere,
We're all British,
Yes.
put it that way.
Yeah, and you all like butter, don't you?
We
Okay.
can never have enough.
Butter and bacon.
Butter and
You take
bacon, yeah, definitely.
2 cups of cow juice.
I'm not very good with liquid measures.
All right. Cow
Cows.
milk your own cows?
Never.
No, I've never milked a cow, no.
Never?
No.
My dad always thought we had to have a milk cow, and he loved for you to go and milk. Let that set in an ice box, and then he could scoop that cream off of it and have it on his cereal at night, and he thought it was pretty good. Go ahead, sugar, and mix that up. We're going to add a little bit of vanilla to that.
Oh, nice. Is this just standard vanilla, or is it Mexican vanilla, or
It
anything
is
like that?
just, well, I'll tell you what, we do have some Mexican vanilla right here in this old bottle. I've got 2 of these. One holds whiskey to cook with, one holds vanilla. So,
Be careful which one you mix.
yes.
Sorry, how much was that in the vanilla?
I would say it's probably 4 teaspoons.
4
Pretty close to that.
Okay,
I've never measured it before in my life, so I really don't know.
about that much.
Yeah. To the berries that are sitting over here steeping in that sugar, we're going to add just a little almond extract to it.
Ooh.
Almond extract can be very overpowering if you get too much. So we're going to add about a 1/2 teaspoon, which is about a 1/2 cap. Look out, Mage. And we'll give that a good stirring. I use it a lot in fruit cobblers, but mostly peach cobbler. I'll use for almond extract. But we've got our batter, we've got our fruit. This is all that goes to it. Well, 12-inch deep oven.
Yep.
The reason for a deep oven in a cobbler is the baking powder in there is going to help it rise where it's going to get like this, you know. Well, if we put this in a shallow oven, we'd be pretty close to the lid to the top of the cobbler, which would make it burn easier if we wasn't paying attention. So we've sprayed that good. Stick of butter, just go ahead and rake that in there. The batter goes in first. This is really, I think, easy cobbler, but also a lot of people call it a dump cobbler because batter always goes in first, then the fruit, and then it's going to rise over the top. It's another easy recipe.
We like easy recipes.
Yeah, we do like easy recipes.
Whenever we bite off more than we can chew, it ends up in a disaster. So yeah, easy's good.
You can just scatter that around, pour it in
Would you
there,
like to do
whatever you want
this?
to do.
Go on,
yeah.
you do this.
So do you pour it or do you scoop it?
Either way you want to go, there's no wrong way. No wrong way whatsoever. And like I say, any fruit, we've used peach apricot, we use peaches, I've used pears, blackberries, cherries, whatever kind of fruit you got. The only thing that won't make a very good cobbler is I tried it with watermelon one time and it just boils away. There's nothing left.
I could imagine. So is this like the cowboy favourite then, the blackberry?
Well,
Really?
like blackberry, apple, cherry, and peach probably. You know,
nice.
if I was on a ranch, especially going in the fall where it was cold weather, I would take me some dry ice to where I could keep good vanilla ice cream frozen, you know, and then serve that, or do a hot damn fried bananas, you know, to where you fry bananas in a cinnamon whiskey. But Cowboys, and they'll know for sure because we're going to serve them the best food they ever had in their life, but then we're going to serve them a dessert that just complements it, you know. And a lot of them, they'll eat so much, they'll say, I'm too full. This is the only wagon that I can spend 6 weeks at and gain weight, you know. So we'll get to cooking this in a Dutch oven. We'll meet everybody right over here at the trivet. Well, we're going to bake it in an oven, but it is that Dutch oven. Now you can see the grass is green here. Rain night before last, so ground has got a lot of moisture to it. And to really conserve heat, you notice the shovel got holes in it. And that's for a reason. When you get live coals in there, you shake the ash out because ash won't cook. It just keeps something from cooking. But we're gonna heat this ground a little. We know where that trivet's gonna be. So we're going to dry that ground out just a little. That way we're not wasting any heat when we get ready to go. So we'll let them set a minute. I do love to cook on a trivet. We have a lot of these, come 2 sizes, 3-inch and a 5-inch. And when the wind's blowing, I really do prefer a tall one, but this is a short one. Because I know y'all love a challenge, and I've got such great faith in you not burning this cobbler that we could probably even cook it without one.
I like a trivet too.
We'll rake these to the side here a little, got rid of some of the green. Now, if you're doing this in the backyard at home and you don't want to burn your grass or something like that, if you've got a piece of sheet metal or something that you can lay on some bricks or something that keeps it up off the ground, then you can go ahead and use these coals and you're not going to burn your grass. You'll scorch it a little, but you won't burn it.
Great tip.
So, is it level? Because you know when you're baking a cake or baking a cobbler, there's nothing looks worse than if it comes out of the oven, you know.
I don't know how I tell it looks. Is there a easy way to know?
The easiest way I know is we take that cobbler, we set it on here, and then we look and see. Does it look like it's running to that edge just a little?
Just a touch.
Okay. So we'll use an automatic leveler here on this side, which is a boot heel.
That's why cowboy boots come in handy as well, is it?
I think it's pretty level, right?
No, it's this side now. No, we're good. It's level.
It's level? All right. Who wants to get the coals out?
This one.
Okay. So we're going to back these off and act like they're not even counting. All you got to do, Mr. H, is just reach in there, try to stay up off the bottom a little. That way you don't get so much ash. And we're going to do a light line of coals around the outside edge. Because since we have so much wind, really, them coals need to be about probably there today, coming all the way around. Not much heavier than that.
Okay.
It doesn't take as much heat as you think it's going to when you're using a good hardwood to start with. So. Don't get none on your shoes, it'll burn a hole in them. Make sure you sift that ash out of it.
Okay.
Just around the outside edge, there you go. Because we can move them a little if we need to. And this is the first time you've cooked in a Dutch oven, right?
Like this, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think it's pretty even all the way around?
No.
Okay, even it out a little.
Oh, I got dust.
That's probably close enough. Now we can target that heat where we need it, and we don't need none directly under there, so we're going to move some of that back. Move some of these around the corner, because things will cook fast today.
So do they cook faster because of the wind? Is that?
Yes.
Okay.
But it may not be done. It's like cooking bread in a Dutch oven when it's windy. Top may burn, bottom may burn, in the middle be raw.
Yes.
So it takes a little management, it does, But it's not rocket science work, or I'd never figured it out. It just takes a lot of practice. And I can tell y'all are gifted, you know, y'all are really gifted people, so I don't think this is even going to be a challenge. You can see how hot that is.
Yes.
By the way the wind is fanning it. Even as we go along further in the process, always do this. Hand width away, can you hold it? If you can hold it more than 5 seconds, it's not hot enough.
Okay.
So we'll check that top and bottom here in a minute.
Yeah, put your hand down so you can see how hot that is.
Yeah, that's hot. Yeah.
The only way we can really control the heat is to rotate. Like, we'll just go ahead, the top will rotate one way, bottom the other. This way we regulate any hot spot that we might have from cold.
When you're not cooking like this, do you cook often in the house? Or does
I
Shannon?
cook her breakfast every morning.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, if we're home, I'll cook her 3 meals a day.
Oh.
You know? There'll be times we film 3 or 4 videos a week. I'll send it to the grandkids, and they're 19, 21, 23.
So earlier you said you used to ride bulls as well, is that right?
Yeah, I rode bulls for a long time. Good Lord took care of me, never got hurt. My brother started me when I was like 12, my oldest brother. I really didn't like it much then because he was in it just to see how much I could get hurt, you know. You know how older brothers are. And then I started back when I was about 20. My mind was right. I was in good physical condition, and I rode till I was 37.
Wow, so you had quite a long career doing that.
And it was not that I couldn't ride them anymore. It's just that I couldn't get up as fast as I used to. You know, the ground got a lot harder. It took longer to get over bruises and sprains and pulled muscles. I'm glad I did it. Met a lot of great people. Was on the road a lot. It was just one of them deals to where I think if you push the envelope too far, you know. But you can see, since we poked it with a spoon, and it's set up, everything is done.
So that's how you know it's done by that?
Yeah, and it's not jiggly in the middle. It's set up more like a cake on top.
Can I touch it?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Oh, yeah, this is like a nice little crispy.
Yeah. So we'll take it over here and let it cool a minute, because right now, it burned the hair off your tongue.
Wow, this looks good.
Well, this is my favorite meal, dessert. You know what I mean? I always used to tell my mother, let's just start with dessert. We can eat that other stuff later, you know. So go ahead and dip us some out there, ma'am. I'm going to reach in the freezer here and see if we got some ice cream. Because you've got to have ice cream if you got cobbler.
Oh, look at that.
It'll melt that ice cream good that way.
Wow.
Oh, blue ice cream as well.
Oh.
We don't get that in the UK.
Do you not?
No.
Would you like a little ice cream, ma'am?
Oh, yes, please. Are you here for a taste test? You can have some.
You can have some.
Sorry, the cobbler might be a bit hot, but you can have some.
Look at that.
I think we ought to see what's happening, don't you?
I do, yeah.
Seriously, can't wait.
Oh my gosh. I cannot believe we just whipped that. You just whipped that up. That is so good.
That's
just as easy as what we cooked before with the burger meat.
Wow.
This cobbler is so easy to do. You can cook it in the oven, just preheat the oven 350 degrees and cook it there. But when you can cook this in a Dutch oven outside, you got a bunch of friends and everybody gathered around, this will keep them at your house till it's gone.
That is outstanding.
I forgot how good that actually was. I ain't had one of them in a long time.
That's really, really good. I am going to get myself a Dutch oven and I'm going to try and cook it outside. Can I cook it in the pit barrel?
Yeah.
Would it work?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to try that.
You want some more?
Thank you, sir.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, please. So it's been a phenomenal and surreal experience, Ken. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. I mean, my pleasure.
Oh, thank you so much. No, we've loved it and we've got some great tips and we're going to try and do some country cowboy style cooking back home.
Yeah, it's been an amazing day, and all that leaves this little British family and this cowboy to say is...
Take care.
God bless you.
And see y'all in the next video.
I love your faces.
Oh, really?
Yes, it's just like...
Yeah, taste. I'm not used to it.
Why?
No, I don't mean you're cooking, sorry.
No. There we go.
No.
If you had a divorce yet on the Cowboy Kent show.
We should have had hair and makeup on set.
I know, definitely hair.
You don't mind I call you Sugar, do you?
I quite like it.
All right, we should go as well, if you like.
Because possums, raccoons, skunks, somebody or Major will be by and get that. It does get me in trouble sometimes if I'm cooking in the house. I get to...
Maybe I'll cut mine and then
Right.
we can see inside and you can eat yours whole because
Yeah.
you like to do a man bite, don't you?
I'm greedy. I'm honestly.
How about I hold you?
Do you want to go to Cowboy Kent? Get to stand by you now.
You make us look better.
I'm so nervous.
I am. I've never done this before in my life.
We sometimes do ratings out of 10, and her favourite number at the moment is 2. What do you think of that out of 10? She goes, 2.
Yeah. So please don't
So
be offended.
She says it's a 2.